Hello everyone, welcome to Math and Love. Solve your math problem with Merta. How was your day, guys? I hope everyone in a good condition. Don't forget to keep your health, be happy and enjoy your life. I'm so happy now because I can make this video for you guys. So I hope this video can help you while you are studying. In today's video, we are going to discuss about one of subject related to mathematical logic. That is about converse, inverse, and contrapositive of a conditional statement. But before we continue, maybe some of you don't know about me yet, so let me introduce myself. My name is Nengah Merta Arianti, and you can call me Merta. I'm from 3A of Mathematic Education, and my last 3 student ID number is 004. So, that's all about me. Let's begin our lesson now. Here we have statement like this. If today is Wednesday, then yesterday was Tuesday. The statement called conditional statement, which is today's Wednesday part is a hypothesis, and then yesterday was Tuesday part is a conclusion. We can note the hypothesis part as P and the conclusion part as Q. So, from this conditional statement that we have P is today is Wednesday and Q is yesterday was Tuesday. We can denote the conditional statement like this. The symbols can be read as if P then Q. So, from what I'm saying before, we can take a conclusion that conditional statement is an if P then statement, which P part is a hypothesis and Q part is a conclusion. The conditional is defined to be true unless a true hypothesis leads to a false conclusion. Conditional statements make appearance everywhere, in mathematics or elsewhere. Conditional statements are indeed important. What is also important are statements that are related to the original conditional statement by changing the position of P, Q, or the negation of a statement. Starting with the original statement, we end up with the 3 new conditional statements that are named the converse, the contrapositive, and the inverse. But before we define the converse, contrapositive, and inverse of a conditional statement, we need to check the topic of negation. The negation of a statement simply involves the insertion of the word not at the proper part of the statement. The addition of the word not is done so it changes the status of the statement. If P are the statement, we can write the negation statement as not P. Okay, that's about negation. Now let's talk about the converse, contrapositive, and inverse of the conditional statement. First, the converse is denoted by if Q then P. So, for the statement we had before, the converse is if yesterday was Tuesday, then today is Wednesday. Next is the inverse. Inverse is denoted by if not P, then not Q. So, for the statement we have before, the inverse is if today is not Wednesday, then yesterday was not Tuesday. Then, the last one is the contrapositive. The contrapositive is denoted by if not Q, then not P. So, for the statement we have before, the contrapositive is if yesterday was not Tuesday, then today is not Wednesday. So, that's about the converse, inverse, and the contrapositive of the conditional statement. To make sure we understand about that, now let's move to the example. First of all, we have a conditional statement that say, if you live in Bali, then you live in Indonesia. From the statement, we know that the statement you live in Bali is the hypothesis or P, and the statement you live in Indonesia is the conclusion or Q. So, not P is you are not living in Bali, and not Q is you are not living in Indonesia. Then how about the converse? The converse is if Q then P. So the converse is if you live in Indonesia, then you live in Bali. Next, the inverse. The inverse is if not P, then not Q. So the inverse is if you are not living in Bali, then you are not living in Indonesia. Then the last one is the contrapositive. The contrapositive is if you are not living in Indonesia, then you are not living in Bali. Okay, that's all. Now, what's about the truth value of the statement? With this example, we know that the conditional statement is truth because Bali is part of Indonesia. So if you live in Bali, then you live in Indonesia is truth. Then the converse is false because you can live in Indonesia without living in Bali. You can live in Jakarta, Bandung, or the other place. Next, the inverse is also false because even if you are not living in Bali, you can live in Indonesia, maybe in Java Island, Sumatra, or the other place. Then the last one is the contrapositive. The truth value of the contrapositive is truth because you can't live in Bali without living in Indonesia because Bali is part of Indonesia. With that example, what we see is the conditional statement has the same truth value as its contrapositive. We can say that these two statements are logically equivalent. We also see that the conditional statement is not logically equivalent to its converse and inverse. Even the converse and inverse are not logically equivalent to the original conditional statement, they are logically equivalent to one another. So we can make a conclusion that the contrapositive is equivalent with the conditional statement and the converse is equivalent with the inverse. Okay, that's about the truth value of the statement. The last one, we are going to talking about the truth table. So, this table shows how the truth value of the statement based on the truth value of the hypothesis and the conclusion. So, if P are truth and Q are truth, the conditional statement, the converse, inverse, or the contrapositive is truth. If P are truth, then Q are false. The conditional statement is false. The converse is truth. The inverse is also truth. And the contrapositive is false. If P are false, then Q are truth. The conditional statement is truth. The converse and inverse are false, then the contrapositive is truth. Then, if P and Q are false, the conditional statement, converse, inverse, and contrapositive is truth. Okay, that's all about our lesson today. We have talking about converse, inverse, And contrapositive of a conditional statement, also the truth value of the statement. I'm sorry if there are any mistake that I make. I hope this video can help you. See you in the next video. Stay healthy and be happy. Goodbye everyone.